Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock with news. American data is improving in a steady way without deficits or labour market stresses, so conditions seem right for monetary policy normalisation to be completed. And first, American mortgage applications rose an unusual 3.9% last week from a week ago to be 14% lower from the same week a year ago. Pushing things along was a drop in the benchmark mortgage interest rate to under 6.9% from just over 7% last week. Meanwhile, US housing starts rose more than expected in June, and American industrial production beat estimates too, rising 1.6% from a year ago, the biggest gain since November 2022. The US Fed's Beige Book surveys paint a picture of a modest expansion with uneven variations across the Fed districts. It also confirms cooling inflation, but little labour market stress yet. More Fed officials are signalling that they are moving closer to a rate cut, and markets are starting to price that in. They seem to have beaten inflation without crashing their labour market. Normalisation can proceed now, it seems. In Japan, the Reuters Tankan Sentiment Index for the factory sector jumped in July, the first rise in 4 months. Meanwhile, the index for the services sector cooled somewhat, reflecting a patchy economic outlook there. The latest survey comes 2 weeks before the Bank of Japan's July policy meeting, where it could raise interest rates again and announce its bond purchase tapering plans. In China, which dominates the global rare earth minerals processing industry with its state-owned enterprises, it's finding it hard trading as prices sink sharply and losses pile up there. And we should also note that China's rebar steel prices have slumped to 2017 levels, now just over half the level they were at the peak in 2021. And the World Trade Organization says China is backsliding on key reforms and lacks transparency on subsidies. They say China's secret subsidies could top $900 billion US. And the US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 4.14% and down 3 basis points from yesterday. And the price of gold will start today down $9 from yesterday at $2,453 an ounce, and now off its all-time record high. And oil prices are up $1 at just on $81.50 a barrel in the US, while international Brent price is just under $84.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar starts today recovering somewhat at 60.7 US cents, and up a quarter cent. Against the Aussie, we're up a half a cent at 90.3 Australian cents. Against the euro, though, we're unchanged at 55.5 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at 69.4 and up a bit more than 10 basis points from this time yesterday. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.